Our guest today on Let's Talk Jonesboro is Brandi Hodges. She's from the Jonesboro Craighead County Library. And Brandi, tell us what's going on over there these days.
So this is our first summer that we've actually been able to have in-person programs since 2019, and things are going really great. Our numbers aren't as high as they were in 2019, but I think people are just getting back into the rhythm of attending events at the library.
Getting out, yeah.
So we've had our summer concert series. We've had several hundred people. We had 172 people come to the first one. We had a Corey Jackson concert. We had over 200 people there. And we're just so excited to see so many happy, smiling people in the crowd attending these programs. Our children's library has been hosting a myriad of activities, including every Tuesday and Thursday at 1 o'clock, we have a Surfs Up program. Our theme this summer is oceans. So we have guest speakers, we have DIY projects that they participate in. We also have off-site programs. Those are held at 10 o'clock in the morning at Parker Park Community Center and 2 o'clock in the afternoon every Wednesday. Those will be going on. All of our summer programming will wrap up at the end of July. So we have so much for so many. When people hear Summer Reading Club, they just think of kids, which growing up, it was just for kids. We have those programs for all ages, even adults. So we're going to do some fun things this summer, including our Genealogy Night Lockin, which is happening in mid-July, and we are really excited about that.
Genealogy Night Lock-In.
Yeah.
All right. What are you going to do? You're going to find people's roots?
So what we do is we have beginner classes, usually throughout the evening. So if you've never done genealogy research, and if you haven't, I encourage you to do so, because it's like you start and then hours go by and you have no idea that you've been doing this for so long, because you're like, oh, that's my great-great-grandfather. And you start really getting into it. What we have is we'll have beginner classes. So you can come in and say, hi, I've never done this before, please help me. And so our experts will be like, you have to know someone born before 1950.
Okay.
In order to, because before
it's
it was
simple.
1940, because that was the last census that was released. Every 72 years, really every 10 years, but 72 years after a census is taken, the U.S. Census Bureau releases that information in full. The 1950 census was released in April of this year. And so a lot of our researchers are finally going to be on one. And they'll get to see all of the details, like where they lived, how many people lived in their household. And you can research using Ancestry.com as long as you're in our library or the Harrisburg Library in Poinsett County.
Really?
Because we have Ancestry, the library subscription, so as long as you're within our walls, you can bring your own phone or laptop or whatever in and access that resource. Anyone searching for the 1950 census can actually access it from home. Only the 1950 census data. Ancestry has made that available to people. But there's so many different avenues. The genealogy collection is the one collection in our entire library that will never be weeded, because it constantly is growing.
Well, that makes perfect sense, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah. You can't undo genealogy.
And you're not going to go, oh, we don't need that family. You know, you keep everyone. We have death records, birth records, marriage records, family records. That's right.
Well, you know, you mentioned kids. Are kids the main difference in the summer crowd at the library?
A lot of it is. I think, and I don't have children, but parents that I've talked to have said these past couple of years, they've found alternate things that their kids do in the summer. And so we are just always adapting and looking at things so that we can best serve the community, because we're here for you and we want to do programs and activities that you want to participate in. Yeah,
absolutely, you do. It's incredible. If you don't know what's going on at the library, find Brandi and her co-workers over there, because they have so many things that'll just blow you away. One thing you've done is landscaping.
We have. So if anyone recalls, we added a little over 2,000 square feet to our children's library this past year. We moved in earlier this spring. It's so pretty. If anyone hasn't been to the children's library since we had our reopening, it's so much bigger, it's gorgeous, it's easier to find things, it's so much brighter in there. But, anytime you move anywhere, the last part of any project is adding pretty flowers and shrubs outside. So if you drive by the library through 15 West Oak Avenue, you're going to see trees and shrubs and flowers. Our goal was to have some things that we could also use for educational purposes with kids. So that's what part of our landscaping and garden area is going to be.
Very nice, very nice. Now tell me again, how many branches are at the library? You have all over the county and beyond?
We do. So we have branches in Craighead County, we have branches in Poinsett County, and we have our bookmobile. So we technically, because the bookmobile is counted as a rolling branch, it has its own designated collection. If you check a book off of the Craighead County, the Jonesboro Library, it will go back to the Jonesboro Library. If you check a book out from the bookmobile, you can drop it off in Marktree, and it will come back to the bookmobile. So it's technically a 10th branch. We're really working to get it a schedule made for it that will be semi-permanent, going different places. Right now we're going to Lepanto 2 days a week. Their library was affected several months ago by storms that came through, and our roof of the building we were in was punctured.
Okay.
And so the bookmobile is currently serving as the Lepanto branch.
Little fill-in.
It is.
Very nice. It's cool to be able to do that, to have a bookmobile to do that.
It is. It's if you've not seen it, because most people haven't yet, because we just put the collection on it. When you see us out and about at events, stop by and see us, and we'll give you it's a mini tour because it's not very big inside. But that bookmobile was built to our specifications. The flooring, the walls, the shelves, everything was built custom for us so that we can use that as a tool to serve communities. Our goal with the bookmobile is to go places in between places where we have libraries. So we serve those little pockets of the communities.
Are you qualified to drive the bookmobile?
No, sir.
Okay. Just wondered. I didn't know if it took a CDL or what.
It doesn't, but I do not drive.
Tell us what's coming up at the library.
So past our summer programming, we get into August, we'll do back to school programming. We'll have some different events for all ages. In September, we have our outdoor art and craft fair. It is going to be on September 17th from 9 until 2 on the front lawn. So any artists and crafters who maybe you've done the library art and craft fair before, maybe you like to make things, maybe you're a creator. Our event is for anyone who hand makes or alters items. So if you refinish furniture, you can apply because you've altered it in some way. Those applications will go live on the library website in mid-July. So that gives you plenty of time to apply for a position. We do have less space than we did before because we added on over 2,000 square foot to the children's library, and we used to have vendor space there, but we have a beautiful children's library there now. So we will have that option available in October. We'll have the children's library hosts Glowtober, and different activities. And then December, we have our friend Santa come for photos with Santa and some different activities. So that's just a little bit of what we have for the rest of the year.
You think library, people just tend to think books unless you really know what's going on at the library, but there's so much more. And, books are great, but you also have movies, games, DVDs. Is DVD still a thing?
It is actually one of our most checked out collections.
That's what I thought.
Because people, you can't afford to watch everything you want to buy. Say you want to watch these DVDs and they're not available on a streaming platform, or you don't have that streaming platform. So our DVD collection, you can check out 5 at a time for a week at a time, and wow. They go and come back pretty quickly. But speaking of books, a lot of people do use the library to read, and we appreciate that. And I want to remind people that it's not just physical books. If you are someone like me, I love listening to audiobooks. You can download them on your digital device like your smartphone. Mm-hmm. There's an app called Libby that is for teenagers and adults, and there are a few kids books on there, but not very many. And then there's a service called Access 360, which is just kids books. So maybe you're getting ready to go to the beach, or you're going to go on if you want to pay the gas prices, you're going on a car trip with your family. Maybe you're just going to the grandparents' house. You can get a book through Access 360 if you have little kids, and then listen to it in the car as a family. And that's just it's a great option.
That's very cool. It's very cool. Yeah, and it feels like the options are almost unlimited for all the things that are going on at the library. So, Brandi, thank you. Is there anything else we need to cover?
I think that's it. If anyone has any questions, though, they can always go to our website, which is libraryinjonesboro.org. Stop by and see us at 315 West Oak Avenue. Or if you're, like many questions we've gotten recently where people say, my library card won't work, I don't understand. They have to be renewed once a year, and you can stop by and see us at any of our locations or just call us at 935-5133.
That's wonderful, and she's a professional. You can tell by this. But support your local library, folks. It's such a great asset to our community. And Brandi, thank you for you and all the staff over there, and thank you for just what you do. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you.